Hey guys, Hunterman here with N06 Gaming, and this is my review of Tom Clancy's The Division. The Division is a third-person based RPG shooter that is online only. So if you do not have online or internet access or an online account or anything like that, do not get this game, because you will be very sad when you find out that you cannot play it. That being said, it takes place in the near future in New York City after a virus outbreak has basically crippled the city. You play as a member of what's known as the Division. They're a group of elite people that have been integrated into society and are only called upon in times of great desperation and need. And so in this, you're here to basically fix New York as best as possible. So first thing we'll look at is the HUD. As you can see, the HUD seems to me to be quite a bit like Watch Dogs, a very high-tech feel to it, and then a very interactive world. You can see that the world itself adds itself to your HUD, like with that street name or city sector name above that vehicle just floating in the air. Same with your waypoints. It's kind of a line that cuts through the streets above you that you follow around. I like it because it adds, one, the high-techness to the game. It makes it feel more advanced, and then it also clears up your HUD quite a bit. There's not a lot of, you don't have the map on your screen, you don't have the directional arrows, things like that cluttering up your display. So it leaves it quite open for when you get into situations of combat, which you can just walk into. You don't necessarily have to be on mission, you can just wander around and walk into, and I've done that a couple times and I've lost several times. As you can see, the gunplay plays a lot like Splinter Cell, in my opinion, just with RPG elements added, like the hit points and the damage markers, which is done quite well. It still feels like a shooter, but it has the RPG with it. It's a very, very well done balance of the two. I think they did a much better job than what Bungie did with Destiny. Destiny to me felt more like a shooter than it did an RPG. And the RPG elements of this game make it even better because of the customization that can be done in the game. You can customize your weapons like most of the Tom Clancy games. You have several different attachment points on the weapons, or you can put silencers on them, grips, sights, magazines, different things on each weapon. Each weapon has different attachments, and they not only add themselves to the weapons attributes themselves, such as the accuracy, the ammo capacity, the damage dealt, and all that, but they also, if the weapons attachment has other abilities attached to it in normal RPG fashion, they lend themselves to your character's abilities as well. So you may put a foregrip on your M4, but it also has a damage reduction perk to it, where your person takes far less damage than he would without it. So that adds a great element to it. And then the gear itself is highly customizable as well. So your character's kit basically comes down into two different sections. There's the actual armor kit, which would be your knee pads, your Kevlar, your gloves, stuff like that, which actually adds the damage resistance and whatnot to your character. And then there's actual clothing, which is your pants, your jacket, the hats, boots, things like that, which is neat. I've only found one hat so far, which is that beanie that the character's wearing, but it's pretty cool to be able to change that around. Those add nothing more than cosmetic look to your character. They don't add any defense perks or anything like that. Whereas your actual armor kit, though, that is where your damage attributes and stuff change, and then they change how much health you have. And then they also have the percentages that affect your weapons damage and whatnot on there. So along with the customization of your character's equipment, you have the customization of your character's weapons. You can carry two primaries and a single pistol. The pistol has unlimited ammo, so that's pretty awesome to have. I've relied on that several times already. With the weapons customization, though, there's the standard optics, silencers, magazines, stuff like that, but you can also put weapon skins on the guns. I have not found any weapon skins, so I do not have any weapon skins on any of my weapons. But the weapons also, with the attachments, they enhance the performance of the weapon themselves, but they also add attributes maybe to the weapon even more to increase its damage percentage, or they'll add attributes to your character. So maybe they'll add a percentage that reduces the cooldown time for your special ability, or add more damage resistance to your character, things like that. So then again, tying in the RPG elements of the game more into it rather than just having a face value firearm. Along with finding the guns in the world and finding the gear in the world, there are vendors throughout the world. I found a couple of them. I haven't found too many main areas yet. Again, I'm not that far into the game quite yet. But like any RPG, there's a minimum level requirement for each weapon or gear, whatever you find, or even attachments for the weapons that you find out in the world or that you can get from the vendors. You can buy and sell pretty much as you want on there. There's little stash boxes out throughout in the the safe houses and whatnot, so you can store more stuff other than what's in your backpack, which is very convenient. Money doesn't seem to be that big of a deal quite yet. I seem to be getting a decent amount from completing missions, along with being able to sell equipment that I have that I'm not using. And the vendors don't seem to have a set amount of money. They seem to have unlimited, because I've gone back to the same one consistently because it's just the quickest one to get to and never ran out of money. So I'm assuming they don't have a cap amount of money, which is a nice feature. The last part of this I'm going to touch on is going to be the combat system. First of all, we're going to look at the AI. The AI in this game is very aggressive and decently intelligent. They're not, you're not going to be dealing with like the AI in games like the Elder Scrolls games where you can shoot them in the eye with an arrow, walk away, and they'll forget that you were even there. Once you alert these guys, they're very active, and it's hard to slip away from them. But if you do slip away, they will continue to be aggro in the area that you were, and they'll continue to assault that area, but you can disappear and slip around them and attack them from the rear. But once you alert one, you alert them all. So it's kind of like a hornet's nest kind of thing. And they are relentless with coming after you. They don't sit back and wait. They will advance on you. So if you're not constantly moving through cover, they'll get on top of you very quickly. With the combat system, you have your weapons, which just have perks like this pulse right there that shows you where enemy combatants are inside your vicinity. The other one that I have equipped to my character is a detonatable grenade from a grenade launcher. There's several others that you get as you unlock, and they're essentially an unlimited feature. They just have a cooldown time after you use them, which is affected by your equipment too as well, because if you have equipment that reduces cooldown time, then it'll obviously cool down faster than without it. They work a lot like the Mass Effect system, and any other system that has a cooldown feature for their special abilities. So it's nice to have them unlimited, and it's nice that they're multiple uses. They're not just singular items that you can use. They're several different styles that you can use them, and then they're also unlimited with that. With the movement inside the combat, you have your standard, obviously, run, move around. There is no prone or crouch or anything like I said earlier, but you can sit up against cover, and you can bound from cover to cover. So all you do is point your reticle at the cover, you hold down the button, and you run straight to it, which is awesome, because if you're in the middle of a firefight like this, it's really necessary to run around from cover to cover like that, because they will surround you very quickly if you don't. If there's anything in the way of your cover that you're trying to get to, the character automatically jumps over it or gets around it. So it's very fluid, very smooth. Overall, I think this is a very, very good game. I haven't ran into any complaints really majorly about it yet. Graphically, I like it. It looks really good. The map is absolutely gigantic. So far, it seems like it is the entirety of Manhattan. Again, I haven't explored the entire map. I'm not that high of a level yet. The elements of the game are very well done. It maintains itself as a shooter but it keeps all the RPG elements intact as well. It doesn't do one or the other more so. And it keeps its name as a Tom Clancy shooter. It involves a lot of tech. It involves a lot of shooting, a lot of tactics. I think I would recommend this game to anybody who enjoys online gaming, anybody who enjoys shooter-style RPGs like Mass Effect or Destiny or anything like that, because I think this one is done very, very well. Unfortunately, I don't have any friends that play this game yet, so I can't do an online video, but as soon as I do get some, I will do one on there, so keep an eye out for that. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and keep an eye out for other videos, and feel free to watch my other videos on Rainbow Six Siege. Thanks.
Scandal and her staff are still upstairs, stashed in the kitchen at Kobe's.